The current process is we set up on Zoom, we schedule the class, we get it all scheduled and set up and done with that. We've got the hardware that we know, and we have the tripod and the extension cable and the camera. And then we go into your system.
I call it client management system. Some people call it Center IC, but for me,
Center IC client management. And then what we do is we build the class there, then we go into client management, and we have a line item that says, do you want to be in the in-person or do you want to be in the online? Yeah. And then in the online, we're adding the extra information. So once they register, then they have the information to get onto the Zoom system and explains what they need to do.
So an actual example, Martin, so I'll use a core class, how to start a small business. Okay, and the client management system, so there's a little extra effort to make these streaming classes happen. And so I put how to start a small business in there for the classroom selection, so somebody can register for that. But then I also put how to start a small business online streaming in the client management system, which it's the same day, so it's side by side or one on top of the other in the client management system, so they can register for either one. And so it's a little extra effort, but again, the folks who are proficient and know how to use the CMS, they know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's not that demanding in terms of me and what I have to do to make that happen.
Right, and then we create the audit trail we need.
Yes.
I do want to tell you, I'm now hiring someone that's developing a system where I can have classroom-like settings, and they can sign up for my business, where they can sign up and go right into a classroom setting where they're all on the screen. Zoom doesn't offer that. I've talked to the higher levels. And for me, independently, not through the schools, I have some classes where I want to feel like we're all there and we can see each other. Now, that wouldn't necessarily be what the school, in your case, people might want to be in their pajamas and see the class and not have a camera on. In mine, I'm mentoring and coaching, and I want everyone visible, like they're in the room. So he's in development. Kevin Walsh is the developer, and he's actually writing the code that will collect the funds and things for multiple classrooms. So I'm always working to push the envelope and develop this as well. So this is exciting to be in this, because this not only helps the schools, but also I can work with associations and groups.
Yeah, I'm real excited about what we have, and so looking forward to I'm still going to do some testing, and of course there are a couple of other things. I'm going to reach out to Mark Hagenboo, our CMS.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So our CMS power user, I'm going to reach out to him, and just like I did when I first started streaming these classes 6 years ago. Mark was instrumental in making that happen and making the classes legitimate procedurally, and so I'm looking forward to touching base with Mark, because I think I'm at a place now where I can kind of communicate this and show him what I've got, and maybe he can guide me, and who knows, maybe he's crossed this maybe with some other SBC directors.
Yes, and the other thing that some of the schools are offering is webinars, which you can see I'm in my home studio for. But I got to tell you, I love the ability to have a live audience interact, and also with the Zoom. The one thing we didn't have with the old that I really want, because I'm comfortable with the technology, is to have breaks where people can ask questions, and this will allow it. Now, this would be for your trainers that are a little more tech savvy, so we may not offer it in all the classes.
Right.
But I was in our test and at Wake Tech, when I did it on the Zoom system, what I was able to do is say, now we're going to take some questions in the class or not. And I could open it up and answer questions periodically, which is really exciting, because you get, since I really work on feedback and interaction with the participants on customizing my classes to them, I was able to get that feedback and both class and the other, because there's always something when you have a class where someone has a question, if they can get it answered during the class and you manage your class well, it really adds more value.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, comparatively speaking, what I was doing in my prior streaming classes, you know, I like to, or how I chose to refer to those classes was that it was a one-way street. You know, it was all out. And so the client management system, I'd send a confidential email, you know, everybody's blind copied on that. The attachments or with attachments to the email for the classes, you know, a few minutes into the class, once I saw who had hopped on to watch the live stream. And, you know, we'll probably start out kind of simple and like that with Zoom, but if I'm not mistaken, Zoom we have the ability to put the PowerPoint out there, and they can see that as well.
Right. So we have several. They can either publish it or we can show it that's there.
Yes.
And then you can always, of course, I make mine easily available on the web.
Yeah.
So we have that to go out. And you got everyone's email. You got how long they're on it. I already made sure that it was accountable, talking to down the line, Daniel Farmer, that's a former Small Business Center director, had built some of these systems, you know, before. Yeah. So we worked through what do we think they'll need in the future a number of years before they did it.
Yeah.
Audit trail. And I tested a lot of these, and I wanted a system that would give an audit trail. When you called for help, somebody who understood the process, not a database reader, would answer the phone. And then we also have a system relatively affordable for what it offered for a school to be able to do. That's in the budget. Here's a line item. Here's how I'm using this money. And it's a great thing.
Oh, it is. It is.
Well, first of all, thanks, Lentz. It's always great to work with all these people. I do want to give a shout out to Small Business Center for anybody who wants consulting service. The whole team is 58 directors statewide. I'll put a link to the whole statewide thing. But also, if a director watches this, obviously they can reach out to you or me. We see this as using the taxpayers' dollars better.
Absolutely. That's what we're about, and serving our service areas.
And if you'll just close with where you're located, so they'll know.
Yep. We're Beaufort County Community College. This is the Small Business Center. We're located in Washington, North Carolina. We have a service area of Washington County, Terrell County, Hyde County, and our home county of Beaufort County.
Excellent. Thanks, Lentz.
Okay.